Right now, as you are watching this video, millions of Americans are silently losing a financial war they do not even realize they are fighting, and the terrifying part is, this has nothing to do with losing a job, making bad investments, or living an extravagant lifestyle, because the average American today can work full-time, earn a decent salary, pay bills on time, do everything society told them was financially responsible, and still slowly fall deeper into a trap that becomes harder to escape every single month, and that trap is credit card debt, a system so deeply embedded into everyday life that most people have stopped questioning whether it was ever designed to help them in the first place. Because what if I told you that every time you swipe your credit card, someone somewhere is quietly making money from your future, and the longer you stay trapped, the richer they become, and by the end of this video, you may never look at your wallet the same way again. It all starts innocently. Imagine a 24-year-old college graduate in America named David. He gets his first real job, moves into a small apartment, feels excited about finally becoming financially independent, and then one day a shiny envelope arrives in the mail. Inside sits something that looks harmless, a brand new credit card with a $10,000 limit, cashback rewards, travel points, no annual fee, and promises of financial freedom. The bank calls it convenience. Society calls it adulthood. David thinks he has just unlocked a powerful financial tool. But what David does not understand is that the game already started long before he opened that envelope, and the rules were never designed for him to win. At first, everything feels easy. Dinner with friends, online shopping, monthly subscriptions, booking flights, buying gadgets, swipe now, pay later. The system feels painless, but then small balances begin building. $500 turns into $1,500. $1,500 turns into $4,000. Suddenly, the statement arrives, and instead of paying the full amount, David notices something strange. There is a minimum payment option, just $120 due this month. It feels like relief, but what most people never realize is that this tiny number printed on the statement might be the most expensive number in their entire financial life. Because hidden behind that minimum payment sits something designed to quietly drain wealth for years. Interest, 20%, 25%, sometimes even 30% annually. And unlike normal expenses, this debt grows silently while you sleep. David pays the minimum and believes he is staying responsible. But next month, the balance barely changes. The bank appears patient, friendly even. But behind the scenes, something dangerous begins happening. The bank is no longer lending money. It has created an income stream. David himself has quietly become the product. Now imagine this happening not to one person, but to an entire country. Millions of Americans waking up every morning carrying balances they cannot fully repay. Families using credit cards for groceries, gas, medical bills, rent payments, and emergency expenses. Because inflation has quietly stretched paychecks beyond their limits, people are no longer borrowing for luxury. They are borrowing simply to survive. And this is where the story becomes disturbing. Most people believe banks make money by helping customers borrow responsibly. That sounds logical, but reality works very differently. Financial institutions do not make the largest profits from customers who pay balances immediately. Their most valuable customers are people who remain trapped in revolving debt for years. Think about that carefully. The ideal customer is not financially free. The ideal customer is financially dependent, and the system keeps getting smarter. Reward points encourage spending. Cashback programs make debt feel rewarding. Easy monthly installments reduce psychological pain. Buy now, pay later systems normalize borrowing even further. Entire industries now exist to make consumers emotionally comfortable carrying debt permanently. Americans believe they are buying products, but in reality, many are selling away future income, one purchase at a time. Now here comes the statistic nobody wants to talk about. Imagine carrying $8,000 in credit card debt at 24% interest while paying only minimum payments. You might believe you are gradually paying it off, but mathematically, something brutal happens. That debt can follow you for decades. Thousands of dollars disappear into pure interest while the original balance barely moves. Years of hard work vanish without building any real wealth. And during that entire process, the bank continues earning quietly every month. But here is where the problem grows even larger than individual debt. Credit card debt changes behavior. People delay investing because they feel financially behind. They postpone retirement savings because debt feels urgent. They avoid buying homes because credit scores become damaged. They accept stressful jobs because monthly payments demand stability. Debt stops becoming financial. It becomes psychological. Freedom slowly disappears while the person remains unaware how much future opportunity has been sacrificed. And yet society normalizes all of this. Schools teach algebra, chemistry, history, literature, but millions graduate without understanding compound interest, debt cycles, or how financial institutions actually generate profit. People spend years learning how to earn money, but almost no time learning how money systems are designed around them, which leads to one uncomfortable truth. Most Americans are not poor because they lack intelligence. Many remain financially stuck because they were never taught the game they are participating in. Now imagine two people earning exactly the same salary. Both make $70,000 a year. The first person aggressively pays down debt, avoids unnecessary credit usage, builds savings, and starts investing early. The second person carries credit card balances, makes minimum payments, upgrades lifestyle constantly, and believes future income will solve everything. Fast forward 15 years, the difference is staggering. One has freedom, the other has invisible chains, and both started from the same place. This is why the real danger of credit card debt is not interest rates alone. The real danger is opportunity cost. Every dollar sent toward interest is a dollar that never had the chance to compound into future wealth. $10,000 invested early can multiply dramatically over decades. The same $10,000 trapped in revolving debt does the exact opposite. Instead of compounding for you, it compounds against you. And now comes the hidden truth. Most people never question. If millions of Americans suddenly became financially disciplined tomorrow, paid balances in full every month, stopped impulse spending, and avoided high-interest debt entirely, massive financial institutions would lose billions in predictable profit. Let that sink in. Entire systems quietly depend on consumers remaining dependent, not bankrupt, not financially free, just permanently in the middle, always paying, always borrowing, always running slightly behind. So ask yourself something uncomfortable. Why is borrowing easier than saving? Why are credit approvals instant while building wealth takes decades? Why are rewards designed to encourage spending rather than financial discipline? Because convenience has a price, and sometimes that price is invisible until years have already passed. But here is the big reveal. Credit cards themselves are not evil. The plastic is not the enemy. The true danger is misunderstanding the system behind the plastic. The people who win financially are not always higher earners. They are often the people who understand one simple principle. Never allow high-interest debt to control future income. Once debt controls tomorrow's paycheck, freedom disappears long before money runs out. The shocking reality is millions of Americans believe they own their lifestyle. But, in truth, many lifestyles are quietly financed by future labor that has already been sold away. People work years paying for decisions made months earlier, and the longer the cycle continues, the harder escape becomes. So, the next time you reach for your credit card, ask yourself one question most people never ask. Am I buying something today? Or am I quietly selling away my future freedom for temporary convenience? Because the greatest threat to financial freedom is not low income, bad luck, inflation, or recessions. Sometimes the greatest threat is a habit repeated so often it begins feeling normal. And maybe the most dangerous part of all, millions of people trapped in debt do not realize they are trapped until decades have already disappeared. So the final question is simple. Are you building wealth or quietly financing someone else's wealth? Because one financial decision today could silently decide whether your future becomes freedom or a lifetime of debt.